Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library, the Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This week we are going to take a look at a specific website that's titled StillTasty. We're going to break away a little bit from the heavy technology-centered and application part of the technology and look specifically more at how we can use the technology to help ourselves in everyday life. And of course, one of those things involves we eat food or make food every day. So we're going to take a look at StillTasty, which this is referred to as the ultimate shelf life guide, because what it does is it takes a look at different foods, how long they last, how to prepare and keep these foods in a manner that is safe and good for everyday consumption. So we're going here to StillTasty, which StillTasty can be found at StillTasty.com. And then what you'll see here is you are going to see advertising down the sides, across the top, just like you see on TV with commercials. And so you just kind of ignore this information here that's around the sides. This is an area where if someone clicks accidentally, this is where you get dumped out to other websites. So we kind of want to avoid those areas. But right down here, down the center, is where you'll find your information concerning StillTasty and how to go about searching for different types of foods. So what you have is across the top, you have the home, keep it or toss it, questions answered, shelf talk, and StillTasty in the news. This is just purely advertising. But what you'll find then is going down the page is the same information as what you have going across the top. So what I can do here is the very first block here at the top is if I wanted to put in, for example, fish. Let's say we're going to search fish. It's going to come up with all the different types of fish. I was very broad with my search. So if I have, for some reason, not my taste, but some people like to eat catfish. I'm going to click on catfish. And what you'll find here is how long you can keep catfish. You can keep it in the refrigerator 3 to 4 days, in the freezer 2 to 3 months, and then it gives you detailed information, as well as it gives you about the author here and where the information is coming from. So you're going to see this consistency on every single item that you search. So again, let's go up here. You see, before I put in pizza, same concept here. A little bit different because I can see how the same thing in terms of what I saw before with fish was just my different types and then the information. This does have some questions that were answered, which is this category up here. It does have some information from shelf talk, which is up here. So that's why you have those. Plus this is the area for the keep it or toss it. So if I were to say, yep, it's purchased commercially, same thing. Freezer for the 18 months, and then information concerning how long the shelf life tips are. I'm going to go back to home again. And the next kind of block down is where you can browse your shelf life information by category. So if I were to say click on vegetables, I am going to get a list that goes on and on, alphabetized in terms of vegetables. So let's just say I want to click on asparagus, same concept. Again, refrigerator, freezer, and then the detailed information. So I'm going to continue to get that same flow of information down as I go. If I want to search with the questions answered, I can do the same thing here. If I click here with more questions, it's going to come up with all the listing of questions that have been asked. Again, you yourself can ask a question as well if you were to choose to. And then let's go back here one more time to home, and again we'll go to shelf talk. Same thing. This is kind of like maybe what is the latest information in the news on this page that they're talking about. So if I go to Shelf Talk, what I'm going to see here is all this different information in terms of there's how to, with a frozen turkey, expiration dates, what they mean, and then I can click here and get more information and actually read the article and the information that has been giving. Which this, to me, I found this kind of interesting, because when it talks about the expiration dates and should you pay attention what exactly those expiration dates mean. I'm going to go back up here to the top just for Shelf Talk in particular, because I want you to notice how when I scroll down I have it kind of an endless list here that goes on, and then notice here at the bottom I've got continues. It's more than 6 pages because I've got my arrows here that just keep going across. That is kind of what you're going to find when you look at StillTasty. If you look in these areas, the one thing you can do is you can go over here to the side where it has search food items, and if I want, I could type in an item over here, and then what's going to happen is I just typed in apple, for example. I'm going to get this. Again, I was pretty broad with my search, so I'm going to get a lot of information in terms of apples. And again, what I'm going to see is I'm going to see my search results here at the top, which has to do with whether keep it or toss it. And then I will have more information if there is, and obviously there's been Shelf Talk, there's been discussion about apples here, and you'll find that information. It seems to be a common question is can you bring whatever the item might be on a plane? That seems to be a very common question that has been asked. That is basically what you are going to see when you go to the website StillTasty.com. Hope you can find this information helpful, and as you prepare foods and meals and want to figure out how long to keep and how to safely prepare some of these foods, that you can think of this site and refer back to it. Hope everyone has a fantastic week.